So let's look at our next part. So we've already worked out what the value of x was. So if we drop that line down there, we found out on our previous clip that this value of x for Tug B was, let's just call it 45. We now need to know what this y component is. Now there's a few different ways you can go about doing this. Considering if we know that's 25 degrees there, this is 90 degrees. So the remainder, this bit here, is quite obviously going to be 65 degrees. And so we can use that and work it out that particular way, or we can just carry on the way we were and work out this value, because that's exactly the same as what we're working to over here. So if I just redraw this triangle again, as we are, there's our right angled triangle. Here's our alpha, which is 25, and we're working out again, that's our opposite, because it's opposite the angle. This angle adjacent to it is there, and of course opposite the 90 degrees is our hypotenuse. So with our three signs up there now, we can just put in what numbers do we know. We know that's 50, we know that angle's alpha, which is 25. Okay, we know alpha, the adjacent now. We want to know the opposite. But what we'll do is we'll stick with the hypotenuse because it's a nice round figure. So what do we know? We know alpha, we know the hypotenuse. We want to know O. We don't know what that is. So it's the opposite in the hypotenuse. So let's just throw our word up there again. So, ka, toa. Opposite in hypotenuse. That's the adjacent hypotenuse, no good. Opposite and adjacent, no good. The sine of opposite and hypotenuse. So the sine of alpha is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Again, let's populate that. Sine of 25 is equal to opposite, which we want to know, over the hypotenuse, which is 50. And we're left again with sine of 25 is equal to opposite over 50. To get the opposite on its own, we're going to multiply both sides by 50, which cancels them out. And of course we have to do the same on the other side. So we've multiplied this side by 50, we're going to multiply the other side by 50, the other side of the equals. So we're left with 50 times sine 25 equals opposite. Let's switch that round, so opposite is now equal to 50 times by, and we'll just quickly throw that in, the sine of 25, which is 0.423, 0.423. So the opposite is equal to 50 times the 0.423, which the result gives us 21.13. And there we go, we found another side. So this here is telling us this length there. And so now we've got all of these figures, we're just going to throw them all together and see what the result is, and we'll catch that in the next clip.